bastard! You son of a bitch, where are you?
Howdy there, bitches. I'm glad you stopped by to see the old horror movie douchebag again. You're itching to hear another tawdry terror film review, aren't you? Well, I aim to please. Tonight's macabre morsel of intestinal decay is more sickening than a ruptured spleen, and 10 times as frightening as a summer camp run by priests. The movie is the SOV classic, Sledgehammer.
It's blood.
What?
There's a lot of it on the floor. I think it's Joey's.
What's the joke this time, Chuck?
This is no joke. I came here to find Joey and there's a lot of blood on the floor.
Sledgehammer was directed by David Pryor, a man who needs little introduction to hardcore exploitation aficionados. This was the guy who made Killer Workout and Deadly Prey, just to name a couple. But it was this eye-socket skullfucker that got him off to an auspicious beginning. 1983 was still a great year to be a slasher movie, and by God, that's what Sledgehammer is to its very rotten core. And not only is it a brain-bashing teen kill flick, it's also one of the earliest examples of shot-on-video fright fare. World Video unleashed it upon the denim-jacketed masses back in the 80s, encased in a beautiful clamshell. The World Clam typically goes anywhere from $50 to $100 on eBay. Flesh tears, bones shatter, the nightmare has begun, so the cover tagline boldly proclaims. Come on now, what kind of Weasley little bitch poser could pass up a clamshell with that kind of blood-dripping illustration? Probably one that still drinks milk from his mom's tits. I think the cover is awesome. Mondo Video agrees with that sentiment. So does Intervision. As neither company changed a goddamn thing when they did their respective re-releases. The Mondo VHS was limited to only 100 pieces, and it's a nifty collector's item that turns up from time to time on eBay. But if you just need to watch the flick in a pinch, jump on Amazon and order yourself a copy of the Intervision DVD. Intervision is a kick-ass Severin sub-label, and their Sledgehammer disc also has some nice bonus features, so grab that fucker quick. Enough overview, though. Let's dive into the meat and potatoes.
I'm talking about a seance.
Hey, that sounds neat.
Right.
A what?
A seance, you know. Talking to ghosts and goblins, raising the dead, stuff like that. There was no charges brought against him. Now we're gonna have some real fun.
An old house in the country, ensconced in total isolation. It's the ominous backdrop for the entire movie. We begin with a prologue set in the past. The first person we meet is a frumpy nightgown-clad mother preparing for a visit from her stud boyfriend. He's coming over to make a sperm donation, and she is more than eager to spread her legs wider than the Grand Canyon and store his creamy deposit deep inside her fruitful loins. The only problem is her young son is at the house. She can't have him ruining her night of sleazy lust, though, so she locks the frightened boy in an upstairs bedroom closet. The poor kid languishes up there, crying and alone, while Mommy the whore goes downstairs to have some fun. The boyfriend is already prepared to get down to business, sitting in a chair with a bathrobe on. This skinny prick has the charming good looks of a snaggletooth rat and the alluring wisdom of a cracked walnut. Looking at her in that white frilly nightgown, he knows that he'll do anything to make her submit to him. He's ready to dominate this MILF. He wants to pull down her pants, put her in a trance, and play his favorite fucking game, pile driving the pussy. But the game is interrupted when an unseen figure comes into the room and bludgeons them to death with a sledgehammer. Brain matter spills from this dude's head like raspberry jam, and Mommy's blood redecorates the living room. Investigators search high and low, but the murderer is never caught, and they never find any trace of the kid. Zoom forward 10 years, and a van full of hard-charging teens descend upon the long-abandoned house. They've come here to party, so lube that asshole and tap the keg.
Rise from your eternal sleep. Rise, obey my command. There was no charges brought against him.
I love you.
I love you too.
And what a fine collection of human flotsam we have here. Ted Pryor, brother of the director, plays the muscle-bound hero of the film, and he has more testosterone pumping through those veins than your mom has shit marks in her jumbo-sized panties. He's got bulging pecs and ironclad biceps, and he walks around with no shirt as often as he can, just to make sure you get the fucking point that he's a big, strong alpha male. This guy looks like he would steal your lunch money and then plunge your shithole while you sleep. Then we've got this Super Mario-looking dickhead over here. This prick looks like Teddy from Friday the 13th Part 4 got fucked in the ass by Mario and then incubated and shit out a baby 9 months later. I'm dead fucking serious. Anyway, these retards get down to some old-fashioned debauchery in no time. Thank the fuck Christ, too, because too many SOV slashers take way too long getting to the goddamn point. Old Ted pours a bottle of mustard all over his girlfriend's curly-haired dome, and they all laugh and make one of the biggest damn messes that I have ever seen in a film. The Pryors must have seen The Burning, Friday 2, and Madman because they know they need a scene where someone recounts the legend. Mr. Muscle is only too happy to oblige this plot device, and in doing so helps set up the second half of the feature. This is where things take a dark turn. These cocksuckers get good and scared hearing the tale of murder that took place in that living room where they now sit. And storytime rapidly becomes reality because the evil killer returns with a fucking vengeance, and he's ready to snap necks and bash you in the chest until your heart explodes. From here on out, we're mostly treated to your run-of-the-mill stalk and slash fodder, but there are quirks to be had. I find it fascinating that the filmmakers decided to throw a bit of a satanic angle into the film. The inverted star drawn in blood is a nice touch of evil. It's not a theme that is deeply explored. Hell, it's not explored at all, but it makes sense that a devilish presence would be responsible for all of the mayhem that ensues. One gory delight on Sledgehammer's short splatter menu includes a slow-mo knife through the throat killing. Our fiendish maniac shoves the blade through the victim's neck until it punctures clear through the other bleeding side. Then he drags the limp corpse across the floor and further defiles it by hanging it in a doorway like some kind of ghastly ornament that would certainly make Ezra Cobb proud.
Make no mistake, there was very little left of them. Their bodies had been crushed, pounded to a pulp. Their bones had been pounded over and over again by a madman with a sledgehammer, until all that was left was a bloody heap of mangled flesh and shattered bones. There was no charges brought against him.
I want him too, but we gotta figure out what the hell's going on, calm down, and figure out what we're gonna do about it.
Calm down? What the hell are you talking about? We got some crazy bastard running around here mauling our friends to pieces, and you want me to calm down?
No, John. I don't know about you, man, but I want to come down off this mountain alive, not carried in a bag. We lose our cool now, we're gone.
For being shot on video, this movie somehow builds up quite the bizarre atmosphere. Sledgehammer has a soft and fuzzy appearance which greatly enhances the mood. Most of the interiors were shot in Mark Pryor's plain-looking apartment. The fuzziness of the video, wedded to 80 minutes of bare white hallways and white bedroom walls, is subconsciously distressing. When the hulking sledgehammer welding behemoth strides slowly down that drab vacant hallway right toward the camera, which is a surrogate for us, the audience, it's remarkable that something so simplistic could be so unsettling. I've been saying for years that flashy, hyperkinetic music video style editing is the antithesis of true horror. It's hard to build up a feeling of dread when a black-haired, spindly-armed cunt jumps out at you in the span of a millisecond. I hate that kind of shit. It's not scary at all. What Pryor did here, though, was an act of inadvertent genius. This movie already makes you feel like you've been drugged, and you're witnessing the events unfold through a chemically induced haze. There's so many extra long tracking shots and things that are unnecessarily slowed down, like hands reaching for doorknobs that seem to take an eternity. This was undoubtedly done to pad the running time, but it also adds to the uneasy tapestry. And it's here in this crazy midnight kaleidoscope of weird pacing that you suddenly find yourself staring down an empty hallway. All is quiet at first. But then, out of nowhere, a big, scary motherfucker comes walking directly toward you. And for a brief moment, your dick goes cold, and you think he might just walk right through the TV and into your fucking living room. It really is astonishing how eerily effective Mark Pryor made these scenes without the aid of celluloid. This isn't goofy video dead shit. This is primordial fear on welfare. Sledgehammer, boiled down to its bare essence, has a timeless folkloric quality. The plot could have been written by a 10-year-old, it's so stock and basic. It reminds me of the tall tales I wrote as a kid, and I mean that in the best possible way. I wouldn't put it on any top 10 slasher list, but it works on such a basic level that I have to give it due respect. The synth score and main title theme enrich that 80s horror mood and add immensely to the overall impact of the movie. I can't imagine this movie working as well without the loud synth. The killer has the ideal slasher veneer, and he's a big bruiser similar to Leatherface, plus he wears a creepy mask. Also, there's just enough blood spillage, even though the effects are admittedly amateur hour. And now we've reached the bottom line. Sledgehammer may not be the headlining award winner that you put on at the beginning of the night, but it's the perfect flick to put on at 1 a.m. when your mind is already tired and vulnerable. That's when a movie like Sledgehammer can weave its own unique brand of grim, fucked up magic.
There was no charges brought against him.